What's going on, man? Patrick James here for another episode of Raw Dating Advice. I'm back. Today we're going to be talking about how to beat your competition when it comes to getting women. Alright, so I'm going to admit something real quick. This idea actually comes from an email I got this morning. I woke up at 5 a.m., went to the gym, opened my email, which you're not supposed to do in the morning, but I did, and I got this valuable question, so I'm going to shoot it here in the morning and then upload it right after. So let's get right into it. This one comes from John Talley, and he said, "Hey Patrick, thank you so much for all of the raw dating advice you give. Keep the value coming. Something that you have not yet addressed that I think that we would all benefit from is something that your boys Bobby Rio and Rob Judge have addressed to a degree that is game in this day and age is a 24/7 game. Attractive women can talk to you, have sex with you, go on a date with you, go out to the club with you, etc. While you were doing all this, she still had many other guys texting her, calling her, Facebooking her, Instagramming her, etc. In this day and age, while you are in the middle of having sex with a girl, she has other guys gaming her while you two are right in the middle of it. On to the next guy who she wants to date, have sex with, marry, etc. This guy uses the word etc. a lot. It has gotten to the point where you have even had sex with a girl and it still does not mean anything because she has sex with other guys who are gaming her and trying to get with her 24/7, and she knows it. The game did not work this way back in 2010, and for your older followers, the game definitely did not work this way back in 2005. So my question is, how do you stand out to a girl in this modern day and age where women know they have hundreds of guys coming after her 24/7 day and night because having sex with this girl doesn't even mean anything? How do you stand out? Thank you in advance for the raw dating advice. Truth, John from Columbia, South Carolina." All right, so there are a million different ways that I can go about answering this question. I can talk about attraction, what attraction is, what girls are attracted to, but there are so many videos on my channel about the topic of attraction, and in fact, I wrote a book on attraction. It's called 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. Got that little bad boy right here. But at the end of the day, I want you to focus on what you can control, because at the end of the day, you can't control that times aren't the way that you perceive them to be back in 2005 or 2010. You gotta live in today's day and age, which at the moment, it's 2018. And yes, maybe it is true that girls do have more options today, right? Why do they have more options? Because they got social media, they got Instagram. Everybody that they wanna meet is one or two taps of a button on their phone away from them. And if you're a hot girl or if you know how to pose, then you can post a fucking picture and thousands of dudes will see that, and probably 1/3 of them will be DMing you. So yeah, it's true that girls maybe have more perceived options or they have more avenues to meet men, but at the end of the day, you do too. So that's not an excuse. So let's worry about what you can control, and that is you. What kind of vibe are you putting out into the world? Because at the end of the day, if you put out the vibe that I'm looking for XYZ type of girl, and that type of girl happens to be the type of club girl who goes out, who doesn't really go deep with people, but she's kind of lives on the surface, right? You're gonna get a lot of one-night stands. You're gonna get a lot of girls and dates and relationships that don't really have a lot of depth, that don't really last a long time. But if you put out the vibe that my name is John, I'm looking for a girl who I want to bring into my life, who's going to be my number 2 after my mission, right? Who's going to go through this ride of life with me, who's going to support me in my path. If you put out that vibe, you're going to attract a completely different type of girl. Even if you are going out to the club to meet these girls, it doesn't matter, because you're going to attract the vibe that you put out. So how do you put out the right vibe? Well, one suggestion that I always give is let's define exactly what we want. Because if you go out into the wilderness without a map, dude, you're gonna get fucking lost, and you're gonna be emailing me, you're gonna be asking, why do girls have such short attention spans? Why do girls always hit up one guy and then go on to the other options because they got 100 other options, right? You're gonna be jaded just like you sound like you are right now. Now, I know this is gonna be an easy tweak for you, so here's what I want you to do today. I want you to take out a piece of paper, not necessarily my book, but a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down 10 qualities of a girl that have nothing to do with looks or physicality, right? I want you to write down 10 qualities that you want in a girl, all right? So, for example, if you want a girl who is well-read, who reads books, write that down. That has nothing to do with her looks. If you want a girl who goes to the gym, who takes care of her health and fitness, write that down. If you want a girl who has some depth to her personality, who has some humor, who you don't have to feel like you're fucking grasping for straws just to keep a conversation going with her, write that shit down, right? These are based on personality. These are based on her code of ethics, her morals, what she values in life, right? But if you don't know these types of things, you're gonna go out, you're gonna attract, it's like casting a big fish net into the fucking ocean. You're just gonna attract whatever happens to be right there at that time. And if you're going into the wilderness without a map, you're gonna come out unhappy, I promise you that. So I guarantee this one little switch, if you just define what the fuck you want, that's gonna change everything for you. But on that note, let's go in a different direction with this. That's what you can control, and that's kind of controlling the vibe that you're gonna put out and attracting what you actually want. And when you do this exercise, you're gonna find that going out and conversing with women is gonna be a completely different experience for you, because no longer are you working to try to sell yourself. No longer are you trying to chase after these women and trying to stand out above the competition. You don't have any competition because you're sitting on the top of your fucking throne and you're putting out the vibe that, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and if you can't meet these qualities, it's probably not gonna work out. And you're automatically disqualifying these women. You're asking them questions that are actually qualifying her to see if she's qualified to come into your life. And if you can come from that frame, do you think that there's gonna be a whole lot of competition? Absolutely not. Why is that? Because most guys are doing what you're doing right now, and they're going into the wilderness without a map, and they're chasing women, and they're doing anything they can just to hook up with a hot girl, even though they don't know anything about her personality, even though they don't know if she takes care of herself, they don't know if she does heroin in her spare time, they don't know any of that shit. All they see is a fucking nice pair of tits, and a nice ass, and a cute face, and they go, I want that. And then they come up frustrated when that girl is also getting hit up by 100 other dudes, doesn't have a whole lot of depth to her personality, and doesn't have any of the qualities that they actually want in their life. So, at the end of the day, I want you to take out 2 key takeaways from this video right here. 1, define exactly what you want. When you define what you want, now you have a map. You can go out into the world confidently. It doesn't matter where you meet these girls, you know what you want. You can qualify these girls automatically based on those qualities, and these girls will have to qualify themselves to you. They will have to work for you. That's the switch. Which brings me into number 2. Don't be the guy who sees a nice pair of tits and ass and automatically goes, I want to sleep with this girl. Be the guy who says, yeah, she's nice and I'm intrigued. However, I'm not sold on you yet. What other qualities you got? And you come from that frame. You don't chase her like every other dude. That's how you stand out, my man. So on that note, if you liked this video, if you like this message, give me a like and subscribe to the Raw Dating Advice family if you are not already subscribed. And if you like the topic of attraction and you want to know exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to attract women anytime, anywhere, basically, get my book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. I'm not gonna even have to hard sell you on this because it's absolutely free for a limited time, while supplies last, of course. So grab your book while it's still free. Just go to howtogetthegirlnow.com and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.